Book written December 2024, Part 1. A book for all ages. Once upon a time, there was a young man who found a big bright light in a big field where he was now heading to see what it was. As he began to get closer to that bright light to see what it was, he saw a beautiful big book where the light was shining from, and saw the most amazing photo of a beautiful place he's never seen before. And on the other side of the beautiful big book with the bright light and beautiful photo, he saw a lovingly tall man with the most loving eyes and beautiful smile he's ever seen. His arms were wide open as he continued looking. He felt this overwhelming love that he never felt before, and he dropped to his knees, trembling, and began to cry with such wonder as he kept looking at the beautiful man. As he continued looking at the beautiful man with the loving eyes, he saw an arrow pointing to a sign that said, "Instructions to me and to this place," with his fingers pointing to the other side of the book that had a photo of the most beautiful place he's ever seen. Then a thought came to his mind as he looked back at the beautiful man. My kingdom, heaven. The man thought to himself, wow, as he looked back at the other side of the book with the most beautiful place that he's ever seen, which was now moving in a 3D kind of way. What he saw, as he could describe, was light, peace, love, togetherness, unity, beauty, wonder, like what he felt when he looked into the eyes of the beautiful man. Then he looked back to the other side of the open book at the beautiful man with the loving eyes, whose eyes were now looking back at him. The eyes now looking back at him blinked, and he was startled. Then a thought came to his mind again that said, "Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I'm here to teach you so that you can go and teach others. Read me. I am the living word you see before you now." The man thought again to himself while he was watching the eyes that were now watching him. Who are you? And a thought came to his mind to answer his question. I am the living one of all times, forever and ever, and for all eternity. I am He without end. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I am He that was and is to come. I am everything that you need. I am that I am. I am the one who created you and everyone else and everything you see, everything that moves and everything that doesn't move, the things that are seen and the things that are not seen. I am the creator of it all. Oh, wow, the young man thought. He turned to look back to the other side of the huge book where the beautiful place was. well, where the kingdom was, heaven. And he saw a young girl with a very pretty white gown on flying towards him, not walking, but flying, with a smaller book in her hands to bring to him that fit perfectly in his hands. When she got closer, she handed the book to him and said, "For you, please share with everyone." He was amazed by all he was seeing before him, from the beautiful big book with the bright light shining out from it. He said to himself, "This book is huge. There would be no way for anyone to pick it up at all." He looked around in the distance where people were walking about, unaware what was going on with him. He was so thankful for the smaller book the young girl handed to him. Sure enough, when he looked down at the book, it read, "Instructions. Read me. Learn the right way to live. Learn how to love, not just to those who are nice to you, but also those who are not kind to you. Learn how to forgive. It's the only way to be forgiven. Learn to be merciful, and you will be shown mercy. Learn to follow all that I teach you. It is a choice. I would never force myself on anyone. Please choose life. It will be hard because there is an unseen force of evil that is against you all, and you must fight to win. My way, the right way. Reading me, the book, you will learn how to fight what you can't see and overcome the evil in the world." Why is it, as I look around in the distances around me, it seems as if I'm the only one who can see you? Well, all of this. The beautiful man looked at him, and without saying a word, he spoke into his thoughts. "I am unseen, and I hide myself from the world. You must seek me to find me. You and all those who seek me wholeheartedly will find me when you search for me with all your hearts. I am always with you." The young man thought to himself as he looked at the beautiful man, who now had a big smile on his face. He couldn't help smiling back at him, with a huge smile so big it probably showed all his gums too. But he didn't care. He felt free. He felt loved, accepted, and so many other wonderful feelings he felt on the inside of him. As he looked down, he felt and heard a chuckle on the inside of him, but it wasn't him. So he hurried back to look at the beautiful man, and sure enough, it was him chuckling. And sure enough, the young man thought to himself, "I must have had a funny look on my face, smiling so big like that." But as he continued to look at the beautiful man that was still chuckling, he got a glimpse of himself and saw the way he appeared before the beautiful man. And he was a little child with a joyous expression on his face, full of surprise and wonder. And sure enough, with a huge smile on his face so big, I saw all my gums, and then I burst out laughing. I was laughing so hard I think the whole world probably heard me. But all of a sudden, I felt this overwhelming love for the little me I was seeing, smiling and laughing. And I realized it was how the beautiful man saw me and how he felt about me. And I was made to know that in that moment. That's the way he sees all of us, not just me. It's how he feels towards all of us. To the beautiful man, we are all little ones in his eyes. I saw that tears started rolling down his face. I stopped laughing. I felt his love and knew. I felt his love and how he feels toward all of us. All of a sudden, I felt this deep, overwhelming love on the inside of me, more than what I described I felt before. And I realized I can feel his love for all humanity. He allowed me to understand that in this moment, and probably forever. I was crying now, really crying. I didn't want to see the beautiful man crying anymore. I wanted to do all I could to make him happy. On the inside of me, outside of me, all around me, I really, really love this beautiful man. When I looked at him, I see him as before I could even say anything else, a thought came to my mind. Father, Father, I say. And the beautiful man replied to me in my thoughts, that's who I am. Then he smiled again, and I whispered softly, I love you. He replied to me, I love you more. They both looked at each other, and the young man wanted to ask the beautiful man a question in his thoughts to see if the beautiful man really could hear his thoughts. As they continued to look at each other, the beautiful man lifted one eyebrow at the young man, knowing what he was thinking about already. In his thoughts, the young man asked the beautiful man, can you really hear my every thought? The beautiful man now kept a straight face looking at the young man. So the young man kept going with his questions. Do you know how I feel? Do you know what I'm going to do before I do anything? Do you know when I'm going to make a wrong choice? Do you let me know when I'm making the right choices? Do you? All of a sudden, he heard this boisterous laugh. The beautiful man was really laughing, and that made me laugh as well. The beautiful man said, you are so cute. And he laughed again. When he stopped laughing, he said, while looking at me, yes, I know your every thought that goes through your mind. And yes, I know every way that you feel. Yes, I know what you're going to do before you even do it. Yes, I know when you're going to make the wrong choice. So I allow you to feel something isn't right so you can choose wisely. The young man thought, I've felt that way before, many of times. The beautiful man replied, I know. And yes, I always let you know when you're making the right choices. You will have a peace on the inside of you, in your heart, and in your mind. Just then, we saw 7 others coming from the other side of the huge big book where the most beautiful place is. When they got closer, they knelt down before the beautiful man. It was 3 young ladies and 4 young men. They had one knee bent and the other knee up, and their heads were bowed down too. Everything they were doing was in one accord with each other. While I was looking at them, I heard the beautiful man say, "Rise." When they stood up, their expressions were very clear, filled with awe and wonder, love, so much love for the beautiful man. And I understood how they felt because I feel the same way. I watched as they went right into his loving arms. They were all smiling and laughing with the beautiful man, who looked at each of them as if they were the only ones that he could see. He was absolutely amazing. The beautiful man moved his hand forward, and all 7 of them walked to where I was. They said to me at the same time, "Hi, Eldon, it's so good to see you." Hi, they all chuckled. They also acted as if they knew me my whole life. I mean, hi to all of you, I said with a smile, and they smiled back. They were all so nice. Then, one by one, they introduced themselves. The first girl that came to me and stuck out her hand for me to shake said, "I'm Tashira." Tashira had on a long, pretty yellow dress with black, wavy hair. Hi, Tashira. I gave her my hand, and she shook it. Then the other girl walked up to me. "I'm Jazzy." Jazzy's dress was all pink. Her hair was long, straight, and blonde. The next girl came up to me and said, "I'm Lily." "Hi, Lily," I said, shaking her hand. She smiled. Lily had a long purple dress on. Well, they all had on long dresses except for the men. Lily had braids in her hair. Oh, wow. Everything they had on shined. "Pete," the young man said, putting out his hand to shake mine. "Hi, Pete," I said, shaking his hand. "Josh," said the other one, shaking my hand. "George," said the other one. "Michael," Michael said while shaking my hand. They all smiled at me, and I smiled back. Then they all gave me a big hug, and it was awesome. They all had a brightness to them that came from the beautiful man. He is all light, not a shadow of darkness around him at all. When I looked at the beautiful man and the rest of them that was there, Tashira, Jazzy, Lily, Pete, Josh, and Michael, they were all discussing something with each other. So they were nodding their heads up and down, and their answer for a yes. But none of them spoke with words. They were all speaking telepathically in their thoughts. The beautiful man was smiling at them, and they were smiling back at him. The beautiful man looked at me, and I was able to hear the last part of what they were saying telepathically. "We love you," the young women and men said. "And I you. I love you all," the beautiful man replied. The young men and women turned to look at me and waved, and I waved back as they walked to the other side of the huge book where the most beautiful place was, and in they went. Oh, wow, I thought. The beautiful man said, "All things are possible to him who believes." The end of part 1.